What's going on, guys? It's Jordan back today with another video. And in today's video, we're going to take a quick look at Digibyte and see what it's doing on the short-term and long-term charts and how it's literally playing out exactly like it did in the last bull market. If that sounds good to you, make sure you smack that like button down below. Now let's jump right on in to the video. As we jump right on in to the 4-hour time frame chart for Digibyte, as you guys can see, we just are in this ascending channel for the most part all the way since the beginning of May, right? So about 5 months long, if I can do my math correctly, right guys, in this upwards channel, right? So we've gotten multiple touches on the top, let's say about 3 touches on the top and about 3 touches on the bottom as well. And we're coming back down to retest the bottom of this. So we're gonna go into later in this video of what I think is gonna happen in the short term, but pretty much what the sum of it is, I think we're gonna bounce up on the support here, which is this green line, once we hit the bottom of this channel again, and then we're going to continue up and retest the top of this channel, right? We're going to go look exactly what I mean later in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned and watch the entire video. But as you guys can see, this green line was our old resistance all back here throughout the consolidation period that we had in the short term, right? And was our support here, we broke through it, was our resistance again, retested the bottom of the channel, and then came up, and now this has been our support ever since, about 2 weeks ago. So about 2 weeks, we've pretty much been testing this as support. So this is pretty strong support now. We're getting a nice bounce now, but I think we're just going to pretty much chop sideways here. Maybe we get a little bit of a relief bounce, come back down, maybe something like this. If I can get my drawing tool out here, we do kind of something like this, where we maybe get a relief bounce here, get rejected, get another bounce, come back and retest this before continuing higher and retesting top of this channel. It's kind of what I see happening in the short term. We're going to look at it more in depth on this next chart here, but as you guys can see, this is on the weekly time frame, so a little bit higher time frame chart to look at. But these two kind of fractals here, these two patterns, or price action, or I couldn't think of the word for a second, but these two price actions, this was all the way back in the 2014 to 2017 cycle, and this is the 2018 to our current 2020 cycle. As you guys can see, they're pretty much exactly the same. I'm going to outlay the fractal later in this video as well, but as you guys can see, this green line up top here was major resistance, major support, and major resistance all throughout this area. And now we've kind of confirmed it as support as we broke through it, came back down, retested it, and now I've got a nice pump off of it. And I do want to see us hold this green line to be to be bullish in the short term. If we do break this, that's very extremely bearish in my opinion. Same thing that happened down here, right? We got resistance on this once, twice, and got support on it back here. And now we're just getting support on it again. And we're going to look at it later in this video exactly what I mean. This should actually be a little bit higher, something like this, but we broke through it, came back down to retest it as support, and now I think we're going to be chopping around, just like I said in the previous chart. Right? We're going to chop around a little bit in the short term before ultimately getting that massive pump, right? So if we jump over on into the third chart I'm looking at for Digibyte, that is exactly the fractal, just outlined above it exactly for you guys. So as you guys can see here, we got our first initial impulse here. Same thing we did here, got our first initial impulse, and then came back down during the crazy pandemic. But it started before that, right? So we got a crazy downtrend. Same thing here, a crazy downtrend, right? And then we get our massive first impulse, right? Massive, boom, straight up to the sky. Same thing here, boom, straight up to the sky. This top of this blue fractal here was a wick, as you guys can see down here. This is a wick, so we can kind of ignore that for the sake of this. But we pretty much just, if I can get my trend line tool out here, we pretty much just made this like little lower high here, and then a higher high, right? Same thing we did here, right? We made a lower high and then a higher high. Same thing, right? And then we came back down to retest it as the old resistance, which was right here, as now support. And now we're just going to consolidate sideways, which I think is going to happen here, right? So same thing here. We got our second high, and then we came back down to retest it as support, the old resistance, which was here, and now we're going to chop around sideways above it, right? That's exactly what I see happening. Just like if we copy this, we're going to chop around sideways here, like I said, back here in this chart. We're going to chop around sideways before going up. You know, we're going to chop around sideways before eventually moving up, probably in the beginning of next year or the end of this year, right? So that's what I see happening in the medium term time frame. And now we're going to look at my third chart for Digibyte here, guys. And that is the upwards channel that we're in, you know, kind of on the daily chart, a little more zoomed out. And exactly, I'm going to include the support and resistances that we have and exactly what I think is going to happen. So like I said just here, I think we're going to go sideways a little bit. And that would perfectly make sense, right? Because we just built some, you know, if I can get my brush tool out here, we just built some major support in this area, right? This was our old support back here, our old resistance back here. So this area is absolutely huge. And, you know, we could even extend this box farther down to these highs here because we came back and retest this. So this, honestly, we have support like all the way down to this area here. But if you guys, I'm going to change this to green. But as you guys can see, actually, I'm going to change this to purple so you guys can see a little better. We can come back down to this, right? And as we go here, I think this is what we're going to do. We're just going to ride the support that we're on now, kind of ride it before we end up hitting the side of this upwards channel, right? And that's going to get us a nice impulse up, which is going to perfectly match the top of this channel and our next resistance, which is going to be a major, major resistance to break. This one's going to be very, very hard to break because we got resistance on it here, 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 and support on it up here, right? So this is, we have so much confluence, and I think this is going to happen. We're going to come back, retest this, maybe come back down again, retest this, which is kind of retesting this high, right? And also the lower of this, and then we continue up. And this is when I see us coming back up and breaking the all-time high. So something kind of like this, right? Where in the, you know, in the beginning of 2021, that's where we were kind of testing that new all-time high. And then we kind of break out of this upwards channel. That's just kind of the long-term view. So we went over the short-term, the medium-term, and the long-term view that I have for Digibyte. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think is going to happen. Let's say in the long term, right? What do you guys think is that it's going to be the price of Digibyte in the beginning of 2021? Let's say February 1st. What do you think the price of Digibyte is going to be? I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't left a like, do it right now. Let's hit 100 likes on today's video, and also subscribe if you guys aren't a loyal subscriber to me yet. I make videos 6 out of the 7 days a week, except Monday. I just decided that. So for you guys who are subscribed to me, I'm going to be taking Mondays off just because I have a lot of things going on during that day, a lot of things I need to get done. So it kind of gives me that nice refresher day to kind of just get stuff done and, you know, and just enjoy that day off, right? So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to go watch the NBA Finals now because that game is going to be absolutely crazy, Lakers versus Heat. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Don't stare at the charts all day. It's not going to change the price. Go out and do something that's going to improve your life. Peace.